Okay, so let's say that I had the function 1 plus 5x squared times x minus x squared. So let's say that this is the function that I have right now. So let's say that I wanted to find the derivative of this function. How would I do this? Well, in order to find the derivative of this function, I would need the product rule since I'm multiplying these two individual parts. So the product rule is as follows. Product rule. So the product rule is as follows. D by dx of f of x times g of x is equal to, so you might be wondering, or you might be guessing that it's just the derivative of f of x times the derivative of g of x. Well, actually, this is not right. It's actually like this. So this would be equal to f of x times the derivative of g of x, right? And then plus, so I'm doing this on two separate lines, but they're just one overall expression, plus gx multiplied by the derivative of f of x. And another way you could have wrote this as well is like this. So I could have also wrote this as follows. I could have wrote this as f of x times g prime of x plus, I'll do that in a separate line, g of x times f prime of x. These two are equal. But this is the product rule. So let's try to solve this question here with the product rule. So I might need some more space. So I'm actually going to erase this right over here. So hopefully you took note of it. So I'm going to erase this product rule right over here. Okay, so let's try to solve this question here. So first things first, I'm going to call this right here f of x. Well, we already have the function called f of x, so we can probably call it something else. We can call it maybe d of x. I don't know. This doesn't matter. You can call it whatever you want, but this is just to teach. So this is going to be 1 plus 5x squared, which is dx. And let's just call this gx. X minus x squared. So this is just d, and this is g. So if I were to follow the rule that we had, except I don't have f here, I have d, well, I would just do 1 plus 5x squared multiplied by the derivative of x minus x squared, which if you calculate using the difference rule and the product rule or the power rule, you would get this to be 1 minus 2x, because this is the power of 1. You bring that down times x to the power of 0, which is just 1, minus 2 x to the power of 2, bring that 2 down, 2x to the power of 2 minus 1, which is 1, so it's just 2x. And then take this and you add that to, well, you just do the opposite. You would just leave this x minus x squared alone, and you would multiply that by the derivative of this. This is just a constant, so this would just be 0. I'm not going to write that out. This would just be, bring that 2 down and multiply by 5. That would just be 10x, because 2 minus 1 is just 1, so it's 10x. So let's try to simplify this and get a result. So f prime of x would be equal to, well, this would just be 1 plus 5x squared times 1 minus 2x. I'm going to use the, I'm going to try to factor this out. So I'm going to make this 1 right here. I'm going to FOIL this out. And then minus 2x outside. And then inside, which would be 5x squared. And then outer, which would be minus 10x to the third power. And so this is our first top portion right there. And this would be plus, and then again, we could just distribute this. So this would be 10x squared minus 10x to the third power. And that's your answer. Well, I could still simplify this further, but this is essentially equivalent to the simplified form. So I'm just going to write this out without the parentheses, and then we'll simplify. So this is 2x plus 5x squared minus 10x to the third power plus 10x squared minus 10x to the third power. So what would this equal? When we simplify, we combine like terms. This minus 10x to the third power minus 10x to the third power becomes minus 20x to the third power. So we can cancel these two out. And then this is 10x squared plus 5x squared, which is this 15x squared plus, so these two are gone, or rather it would be minus because we have this minus 2x there, and that would be minus 2x plus 1. And so this is the derivative of the function f. So hopefully you found this video helpful.